for the con assignment, determine congruent triangles. Just a little review. The triangle congruence criteria. These are the ways you can prove the triangle's congruent. Okay, recall the first one is side, 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 or SSS. Okay, that's when you can prove the three sides from one triangle congruent to the three sides of another. All right, the next one is SAS, or side angle side. Remember, the angle has to be in between the two congruent sides. So it's side, angle, side. The next one is ASA, or angle side angle. Okay, that side has to be in between the two congruent angles. So angle, side, angle. See the two congruent angles here? And the side that's congruent is in between them. The next one is AAS. Okay, it's two angles and one of the sides that is not between the angles. Okay, so here you have the two angles, but the side that's congruent, it's not between the two angles. It's another side. So angle, angle, side. All right, and finally, for the right triangles, we have hypotenuse leg. Remember, the hypotenuse is across from the right angle. That's called the hypotenuse. And any of the other two sides are called legs. So you have the hypotenuse and a leg. That's HL, and it's for the right triangles only. Okay, so on to the problems. Determine congruent triangles. Remember that, well, let's look at what they're asking first. They're asking if the triangle's congruent. Are two triangles congruent? You could say yes, no, or there is not enough information. All right. Remember that if two triangles are congruent, then all the sides are congruent and all the angles are congruent. Okay. So if you find out that it doesn't match, then you can say that they're not congruent. Okay. So already, here's a 37 and a 110. Here's a 100 and a 43. Okay, we can find the third angle if we want, but already you can see that the angles don't match. Okay, so these are definitely not congruent. So the answer is no. All right, so here it would make sense to find the missing angle. All right, so I'm going to find this one here. And remember that the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So if you just do 180 minus 65 minus 67, I get 48. Okay, and now on the other triangle, well, we can see that they're the same already. Okay, here's 65 and 65. Here's 48 and 48. So since this one is 67, this one will also have to be 67. All right, because the triangles always add to 180. If two angles are congruent, then the third angle is definitely congruent. If two angles are congruent, then the third angle will be congruent. Okay, so since we proved 48 and 65 match 48 and 65, that third angle has to be 67. All right. And now let's see what we have here. Here's angle, side, angle, 67, 4, 65. Angle, side, angle. Okay, so these two triangles are congruent by ASA. Angle, side, angle. Okay, so the answer is yes. All right, if you want me to mark it the traditional way, this was 65, this is 4, and this angle is 67. Okay, and this was 67 right here. So 65 matches 65, 4 matches 4, and 67 matches 67. That's angle, side, angle. All right. Can we prove these triangles congruent? Well, let's see. Here we have a 6 and an 8 and a 5 and a 7. All right, we already have two sides that don't match. So even if this side matches this side, there's no way these triangles can be congruent. So the answer is no. All right, here we have side, side, angle. Side, side, angle. There is no postulate that says side, side, angle. And we can't use hypotenuse leg because it does not say that this is a right angle here. Okay. Um, but we can't say that they're not congruent either because they didn't give us enough information. Okay, maybe there's other sides and angles that are congruent. Okay, but for these two, we can't say because there's no such thing as side side angle. There's not enough information. All right, so here, all three angles do not match. Okay, there's no match for 49, there's no match for 53. They're definitely not congruent. All right, let's see. Here we have sides of 6, 8, 10. The other one has sides of 4.6, 4.5, 6, and 7.5. Only one side matches, the 6 and the 6. The other sides don't match. So these are definitely not congruent. All right. Here we have two sides that match. The 5 matches the 5, and the 7 matches the 7. Okay. So we have side, side, but that's it. We don't have any angles. So we can't prove that they're congruent. We can't prove that they're not congruent. This one is not enough information. All right, here's one. We have 3 matches to 3, so that's one side. 4 matches to 4, so I'll mark that side. And the 6 matches to 6, so that's 3 sides. So the answer here is yes. because we proved three sides. All right. And finally, we have 3 matches to 3, but the 4 doesn't match anything. The 5 and the 6 don't match anything. So this one's definitely no.